Alright, what's up everybody? It's your boy Grim560. I'll come back to you again after the newest update. We are now on version 3.3.0 from Marvel Future Fight. And this is just a kind of quick follow-up video to the last video that I just did, where I talked about the changes in 3.3. It's crazy because I just started making some really good tip videos that I believe I may have to start changing some stuff up now on my tips, because of the graphical for the user interface changes and some of the gameplay mechanics that have been changed. Oh look, now we got a 7-day check-in event. Awesome. Let's see, let's view all world rewards. What's on the 7-day? Oh, tomorrow 80 biometrics. Okay, 6-star rank up tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, I know what I'm doing with this shit. Word. That's good stuff. And I got a 40 next week. So by the end of next week, by this time next week, I'll have another comic card chest. I have a couple hundred more energy. And then I'll be ready to go to my last week and get my tier 2 ticket. Fucking awesome. Okay, so this is the newest version of Marvel Future Fight. As you can see, they took, they made this little cool animation for Thanos with his stones and shit. The other guys just look the same; they look normal. All right, so I'm gonna put it to you like this: they made some very significant changes to the way you rank up your characters and give them skills, to whereas now the Urus play a bigger part in your character's abilities, and you cannot upgrade anymore your outfits, your gear. The only gear you can upgrade is the last one. This is the only one where you can change the options on, and I think they did that for a reason. Because a lot of people were finding ways to stack certain options. I did it. A lot of people were finding ways to stack certain options, and when they had these stats up here too, like their characters became so fucking powerful. They were like insanely powerful, and it really made it hard to beat certain people in the game, because it's like, along with their alliance stat attributes, along with their comic card stat attributes, their Urus, and then they stacked up these here, as well as their uniforms. Like, people were coming up with some incredibly powerful characters, and some characters just had an advantage no matter what, like Sharon Rogers with her Starlight uniform. I don't fuck with Sharon Rogers, but the simple fact is, I got too many people beat my ass with her online. It was like, it got to the point where where's she at? See, you can see I don't fuck with her because she's not up there. There she is. So Sharon Rogers, she was strong as fuck with this outfit on. But when you look at her uniform, her Starlight uniform just kind of made her insanely powerful. Look at that. Her physical damage for this move is 129% of what her energy attack is. So basically, the damage from her, if her energy attack, let's say if her energy attack was like 5,000, we'll just give a base. So her energy, the physical damage would be 5,000, well, 100%, 129% of, so 130%. So 10% of 5,000 is 500. 30% would be 1,500. So her energy hit, this physical hit, would be 6,500 physical damage, right? And then an additional 1,120 physical damage. That's a lot of fucking physical damage for just one move. And then if you add on top of that, her uniform power goes up, and everything else goes up, and then people are adding on other attributes and stats and shit like that. Yo, she's one of the most powerful characters in the game, and it sucks because it's hard to get past her. You don't know if a person has done their research and their homework and upgraded her right. The problem that I had with her was that people were finding ways to stack her energy. Now, she's already powerful here. I'm not gonna lie, she's already powerful here. Her skills here are powerful. Rip toasted. So it's like her physical attacks are based off of her physical damage is based off of her energy attacks. So it's like you have to get her energy attacks up to make her physical attacks good. Look at all this shit. Do you even understand all that? But yeah, so her Starlight armor just made her insanely powerful, and people were just really taking advantage of that. It pissed me off because what happens is when you're going through the game and you're playing in timeline battle, there's a lot of people that, they're like, okay, well, I spent time upgrading, Misty Knight. Why is it that I go in there and she's supposed to have an advantage against people who are blasters? And I know my Misty Knight is good because of her combat power. You know what I mean? I'm not saying she's the best, but she's definitely up there. She's got 164,000 combat points. I mean, pretty sure some people probably have her at a high rate, but her rank is 121. That is up there. Why is it that my Misty Knight can't beat any of the Sharon Rogers that I come up against? Why is it I can't beat any of them? Why is it that if I have Captain America, who's at 168, and he's got an advantage of 168,000, he's got an advantage against speed characters, I can't get a lick in on Spider-Man. Because what it was people were stacking their cooldowns over here. Like, if you look here, they had the skill cooldown. People were stacking the skill cooldown, which I did too, I'm not gonna lie. And that made the skill cooldown so much more infinite. And then they had their comic cards made their skill cooldowns crazy. They would pick certain ISO weight bonuses that made their skill cooldown go crazy. And it was like the characters never even used a normal regular hit, because their skills cool down so much you couldn't get a chance in. Once one skill was done with with Spider-Man, once one skill was done, you go to the next one. Most times Spider-Man is shooting you with his webbing. And where's Spidey at? I don't have any of his other uniforms. So if I go to his uniform and I go to let's go to the uniform. We'll go to the all different Spider-Man. He's pretty thorough. The Civil War Spider-Man is pretty thorough. It's this motherfucker, this dude, that's a fucking problem. And I mean, he's beyond a problem. And it's like his skill cooldowns are so good that if you first of all, you can't fight him without a character who's not immune to webbing. So it's best to get yourself a good combat character built up and put on an immunity to webbing. I would wait to use him against Spider-Man until you have a custom gear that's at the I believe it's legendary Mexico status. What is that custom gear? I don't think he has that. No, I took his off. I think she does though. Yeah. When you get a custom gear at Extreme, that's when you take in, and it had the Extreme custom gear says webbing, like immune to webbing. That's when you put it on a combat character and go after Spider-Man. Any version of Spider-Man, any version of a speed character that has webbing. The new uniform for Spider-Man has this move, and I'll show you. I will show you real quick. He has this move where if you go into the preview skill, he has this move where he puts you in webs, and he can shoot like 3 enemies and put 3 enemies in a web. And this move was meant to shoot like 3 enemies, right? But if he's using it on 1 enemy, it's insane. So he's got this move where he pretty much, let's see, this move. I swear to God, I kid you not, that is the worst move to go up against. if he's always got you in a web, you're just gonna die. You're just gonna die. You're just gonna die. He's always got you in a web. You're just gonna die. It was just insane to play against him. Him, Yellow Jacket, and you get all these people with iframes. And it's like, you're like, okay, you're scrambling to think, well, who do I use to fight against them? I don't want to have to sit back and try to build up Odin or Thanos and all that stuff like that, because it takes a lot to build those guys up. It really does. When I say it takes a lot to build them up, you have to understand it takes a lot to build them up. You have to use, in order to build up these extra super powerful characters, you have to use bios to build them up. For instance, I started building up Black Dwarf. Okay, let's see where we at. I wanted to increase his rank. His maximum level is reached, but I wanted to increase his rank. You need black antimatter to do that, which isn't hard to get. You can pretty much get that from a lot of different game modes. But let's say I wanted to increase Corvus Glaive, right? Corvus Glaive or Glaive, whatever the fuck you call him. Where is he at? Let's hit this button. Look what they use. If I don't take him through a level and level him up through normal means, which I'm not sure if that even works because I've never taken him through a mission. You have to use character bios in order to level up the character. You feel me? So it's kind of like they made it so that you always have a reason why you're going to upgrade a character. So it's like I shouldn't have to go through this and consume bios that I really need in order to level up characters that I can take into timeline battle just to crush other characters. And it's so much. It becomes so much. And this is where the beauty of the game comes from, and it's just where the aggravation of the game comes from. Because the beauty of the game is that you do have the opportunity to level up your characters and make them powerful and strong, to go out here and fight and represent you because this is your favorite character. But it's aggravating because it costs so much money, so much gold, and it costs so much time, or crystals. I mean, everybody has the money to pay for crystal packages that run $60 to $70, $70, $80, $90, $100. Not everybody has that kind of money. Not everybody's willing to spend that kind of money on this game. You know what I mean? Because you put all that money into this game, what happens if the developers decide to abandon the game for some reason? And then there you go. Now we have no more future fight. You just threw all this money into this game and you can't get that stuff back. It's happened before on other games. That's a prediction. I hope that never actually happens. Shield XP hot time. It starts tomorrow for 5 days. I'm gonna be at level 70. Word. But yeah, honestly, I think it's at first I was frustrated at the fact that when I started this and I came in here to do my character gear, all of this was changed. And I'll show it to you who haven't I changed their gear yet. Okay. They took all the Urus off that you own for all characters that you owned. That were equipping Urus, and they put these in their place. Okay? Which, honestly, they're just 1 star, so you can get rid of them. So you had to re-equip your Urus, which really, honestly, if people didn't track what their Urus were, if they didn't track what ones they had on their characters, or didn't remember, then it's kind of like now they're resetting, like, oh shit, what did I have on this character? What did I do with this character? For me, it was like, oh shit, I get a chance to really rebuild the Urus the way I wanted to because I was just throwing them in there. There's gonna be a lot of people like that too. I didn't do them too. These 2 are the only ones I gotta do. And Thor. Definitely Thor. But, let me see. Uniform, skills, character gear. Yeah, 1180. So that's as much as they're gonna give you, is 1180. They leveled the playing field. So now people can go in and grab characters, and yeah, they're still gonna have powerful characters, because there's no way you should have someone who's like, there's no way that Squirrel Girl should be as strong as Thanos. I mean, but with the way this game is set up, anybody could be powerful at any moment because of the storyline involved behind the game. When you start thinking about dimensions and alternate realities and things like that. So in one reality, we could have one Thanos in one reality that's dope, but in another reality, Squirrel Girl is like running the universe. That's really funny to fucking say it here. Like, Squirrel Girl is running the universe. Like, she done beat up Nova Corps. She done destroyed the Guardians of the Galaxy. She done ripped Captain Marvel. Awesome. That was funny. That's funny to think about. But yeah, so you definitely gonna want to make sure you know how to build your teams up. For the simple fact is, first off, you don't want to have just one type of team go in and start playing against certain people. If you know you're going up against a person in timeline battle who has, let's go into timeline battle right here. Alright, if you know you're going into a person in, what is that? If you know you're going against a person in timeline battle, okay, he has a crazy amount of, you know, like Doctor Strange, and he's level 60. You need somebody who's able to break out of that bind that he put you in. There's no way, they have nothing, no gear that lets you be immune to bind. Bind is the time thing. I wish they did, because then we would be okay with them. I would be okay with fighting Doctor Strange. I just put that bind shit on a speed character that can go in there and then whip his ass. Because there's some characters that I will play against him with, and he'll put them in that time bind, and they're only in it for like 2 seconds. That's 2 seconds longer than you need to be in, but you know, they'll break out of it fast. So what I'm basically trying to say is, you know, and especially with now they have the they got a what's coming now. They have Battle World coming soon in this week. It's the same thing with Battle World. Now everybody's going to be, it's going to be a little bit more of an equal footing, and you shouldn't be afraid. If you've been playing this game for a long time and you're like me, you shouldn't be afraid to go in here and actually do some damage to people who never seem to ever fucking lose at all. And it really does. What it does is them changing the way you level up your characters. Not only is saving you gold, but it's also it's saving you money, but it's also balancing the act, and it's creating better opportunities for more people to come in and actually use skill and strategy when they're playing against somebody in PvP modes like Battle World and Timeline Battle. Just after kind of looking at it and seeing what the ramifications were of them, of the developers changing the way you gear up, where you rank up your character's gear and how strong and how powerful you make them, it just has total complete ramifications across the whole game. And I think we're going to start seeing more people satisfied with like timeline battle and things like that. And I'm not afraid to go in there and duke it out with Sharon Rogers anymore or Spider-Man anymore. Now I can be a little bit, now my smart plays will pay off, because I smartly put gear on certain people in order to make them stronger for a reason. Like my next T2 character is probably going to be him. I like the way that the menus now look when you're doing this. At first I was like, I didn't really have an issue with it, but there was a lot of touches you had to do to get to certain screens. You know, everything had to go across. You had to move your finger across the screen, across the top, which is kind of like stretching your thumbs out, giving you some stretches, but really all you really want to do is go up and down here and go over here. So they made it so that the user interface is now made so that everything can be done within thumb's reach, okay, without extending yourself across the top, which is pretty cool. I like that. I'm not even upset at them for that. First of all, I was like, well, they didn't really need to do it. They didn't, but they did. Same thing with the ISO 8 enhanced. Before, all the ISO 8 was stretched across on this side. You had to kind of go through both sides. Now I can just use one thumb to kind of go through this. Now you may be like, okay, well, that's not a big of a deal, but if you've been playing this game long enough, you kind of realize and see what's going on, so it is a big deal. When the ISO 8 were in the middle, and you had to go between this, that, and the other, or one was on this side. And look at some of the older videos that I have up from versions 3.0 on up to this one, and you'll see. They really haven't made too many changes in the way this works. They just kind of reorganized it. So the set bonus, and they give you a for your ISO 8, they give you, if your set bonus isn't activated, they give you a what is it? It's like a heads up. So if I'm the ISO 8 screen, and I keep on, let me see who doesn't have their ISO 8 set up. Somebody, I'm bound to come to somebody. His set bonus is activated. So here, War Machine. I have not given him all of the ISO 8s for his set bonus to get him the way I need him to be, or at least for his ISO 8 set. I get all of these attributes for my ISO 8s, but I don't get the bonus because there's 2 ISO 8s that I haven't, 4 I haven't given them. 2 chaotics, an absorbing, and a fierce. So once I give him those, I have them. I just haven't had a chance to really sit back and give them to him. You know what, let me do that now. Damn sure not getting that 6-star one, buddy, so you can forget that. So now, as you can see, his set bonus is now activated. Alright, that's what I like about that. I'm going to put that in my ISO 8. I have an ISO 8 guide that I'm creating. As long as they didn't change the way ISO 8s work, the only ones they changed was the chaotics. But honestly, the rest of the ISO 8 structure is good. So my ISO 8 guide will be ready soon. It's been good going through some of this extra stuff. Look at this motherfucker. This thing is ripped. They made this motherfucker ripped in a motherfucker, yo. God damn. I didn't know you could put those kind of fucking graphics in the fucking phone games, huh? Like, that shit is dope. And it looks like he was drawn and somebody took the drawing, like the painted drawing, like the ones you see on the screens when they're showing up. It looks like they took those drawings and then just turned it into a computer character, and that's fucking awesome. But look at his moves. That big ass ball and chain. This dude was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., just to let you know. If you ever watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in I think seasons 2 and 3. Look at this. Bam, bam. Fuck you up. Bam. Look at that shit. Hold on, wait. Go back. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's gonna clear out a lot of enemies, yo. Yo, I wish this was like an official fighting game where you could do one-on-one mode, one-on-one player versus player, in like a 2D/3D type of landscape, kind of like Tekken or Virtua Fighter, or like a 3D Street Fighter kind of thing, Mortal Kombat style something. You know what I mean? Like, I wish they had it like that. That would be so fucking awesome. But then you could really see who's top. The skill cooldowns wouldn't work as much because you'd have to use certain type of combinations in order to pull off their skills, and that would be so fucking dope. So if you're listening, Netmarble, please create an in-game fighting game with your characters, or create another fighting game app and let us import our characters with their attributes and stats and uniforms into the game from the game that we already have, and let us just rock out like that. Cause dude, this shit is fucking dope. This guy right here, yo. I'm gonna get this nigga up. And look at Titania. She's not bad either. She's more like a wrestler. Let's see, let's get her. Bang. Boobies, boots. These boots were made for walking. Ugh, kick your ass, motherfucker. My golden blonde locks will destroy you. Punch you right in your face. Smack the flower up. There you go. How do you like that, fucker? My husband will kick your ass if I don't. I'm not even a dyke. I just like to beat guys up because I'm fucking strong. I'm an alpha female. Yeah, her and Absorbing Man are actually married. God, their sex life has to be fucking great. All right, anyway, so this is your boy Griffin560. I hope you enjoyed watching me, watching this video to see what some of those changes are. I went a little bit more in depth and in detail. So you guys take it easy. All right, peace.